Oh, we live. Give me a second. I'm trying to set up my YouTube. Yeah, because I got to do it off my phone because I found out why the chat is not opening on my computer. It's because the VPN. So I got to, get that out the way later. But let me see. I forgot how I did this last time. I don't know what's going on. Let me see. Give me a second. Okay, we live on YouTube. Um, yeah, I got a couple of things I want to unpack. I don't know if I'm going to get Dad. I'm umming a lot. I don't know if Leafy's coming in and AJ Packs because this might have threw him off because I'm doing it on Saturday. Tomorrow is my Baba's his birthday, so I'm gonna go see my father tomorrow. So yeah, me and my son's going to see my father tomorrow. But it's a lot that I want to talk about. It's not a lot, but it is a lot. We got the EA thing we could talk about, and a lot of fans are expecting because they supposed to do an update Monday. I heard, um, and a lot of fans thinking that's going to be the last update or anything from EA. I mean, from Steel City before they transition over to whatever they're going to do. But I was hearing Pride, I might have misunderstood him, but Pride was saying that we'll talk about that. I ain't gonna talk about that yet. Wait till I get a couple of people in here so I can start really talking about it. Let me see. Yeah, this just gonna throw a lot of people off because I'm doing this today. Like I said, tomorrow my father's birthday, so I'm I wanted to get this out the way because I could have did it later in the day tomorrow. Because I don't like staying too long. I probably go see my father, stay probably about 3 or 4 hours, and then I could probably do it later in the day. Because it seems like you get more people later in the day for some reason. I don't know. That's why I'm gonna do a late night one. Not late night, probably like 8 or 9 o'clock. See how that goes. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. Well, I guess I could start talking about what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, Prox should I talk about that first? No, I'm gonna talk about the EA deal. Um, EA just did a 55. Let me see. Make sure I'm gonna have my information right. EA has a $55 billion deal that could, it could spark Fight Night coming back. It's a lot of naysayers, a lot of people saying that that's not the case. Um, sites like Athlon Sports is reporting that, Showbiz is reporting it, and a couple of places are reporting that Fight Night might be coming back. And then some people saying, well, if Fight Night coming back, isn't that a conflict of interest because Turkey Al Sheikh has something to do with Still City? No, he does. No, it's not because it's he don't have as much. He helps promote the game. Turkey Al Sheik helps promote boxing. I think Turkey Al Sheik could have like 3 or 4 boxing games under his banner and still support it because he got his own game that he's about to make with the guy from Japan. I can't say his name because I'm gonna be chopping it up. And EA, it would be a great thing. People keep saying, "Well, Turkey Al Sheik said he'll never work with EA." If you own EA, of course, if that's the case that he's never gonna work with EA, why would he buy EA? He didn't like EA when he didn't have no hand in the pot. Now he's dealing with EA, so now there might be a fight night game. Might, you never know. I'm not gonna say there's not gonna be another fight night game, or they might find a way to merge Undisputed and Fight Night. We never know. We don't know how the business model gonna go. But to me, I would prefer them to make another Fight Night and make another and continue making the Undisputed because it makes both of them make better games. And Turkey Al Sheik, he's a gamer too. So, a lot of people, oh, he don't know what he's doing. He's just buying up everything. A lot of people I see when they buy stuff, I see a lot of the biases that people have towards certain people. Very biased. Very biased. But then you don't point fingers at people that's really doing crazy things as far as money and all the other things they do. And EA was a bad it wasn't a good company. It was always voted as one of I think the top 3 worst companies in the world. Let me see. Do I got anybody on my live stream? I can't see it from there. I got to see it from my phone. Give me a second. I don't want to ignore nobody. Why can't I see it? That's weird. Yeah, Showbiz. He like super excited. That's what, and another reason why Showbiz was super excited. Showbiz loves arcade games, and it's kind of what his whole perspective of boxing keep changing to fit the fan base that he had. But one thing that I like that Ash repeated early in development, early before they start changing everything, when certain people were hired and they start changing everything, he said a realistic boxing game, which was my quote, was my motto. I got history with it. It can make a hardcore fan out of a casual fan if the game is made right. Let me see. How do I get to my live? Let me see. I gotta probably type it in. Excuse my ignorance. Oh, I know an easier way to get to it. Yeah, it look like I'm gonna do this live by myself today. I'm for it. I'm all for it. Give me a second. Whoever's in the in the YouTube. I'm for it. I'm all for it. Okay, now I see y'all. Yeah, I see Boxing Lounge Salute and King of Spades. Appreciate y'all for coming, coming through. Yeah, got a lot of you heard, I don't know if y'all heard when I was talking about the $55 billion acquisition of EA. Yeah, it's like it's yeah. Yeah, and a lot. Let me see, because I try to make some notes. I try to put some notes. Let me see. Yeah, we got the acquisition of EA. I don't know if it's a full acquisition, but $55 billion. You want more control than 50. You own that company literally. Um, let me see. Pound for pound said, "I'm nervous about EA's future because I saw they want to put features behind paywalls and mobile games they release under IPs of EA." Yeah, that's they trying to get that money before they get rid. I mean, they fully transition over to letting the Saudis have the game. So they trying to get as much money as they can. What? Oh yeah, I don't know why it's muting. I mean, why is echoing? I guess because it got two pictures up here. I mean, echoing. Oh, I know why. I guess because it got two pictures up there. Yeah. Oh, I know why. Yeah, and I heard Undisputed. Dad, I heard Undisputed is they got an update coming Monday, and I wonder is this gonna be their last update? Yeah, and I heard Undisputed. Dad, I heard Undisputed is they got an update coming Monday, and I wonder is this gonna be their last update? Give me a second. I'll be right back. I got some boxes that I'm trying to get. Give me a second. I'll be right back. I got some boxes that I'm trying to get. All right, I'm back. Okay, y'all, you still hear the echo? I believe Undisputed next update will be switching to Unity 6 engine. I think that's the only fixed major update after 1 year of console launch. That will show a prospering update. I don't know. I think Still City's getting ready to upgrade to Unreal Engine. But I don't they might make that update too. Unity Engine works like Doodle online though. Making online netcode for Unity kind of tough. Let me see where somebody's trying to get through. Who is my boy AJ? Yeah, that's AJ Pax. Sub AJ. So with the white background, it mixed right in with the screen.
What's up, Paul? Yeah, I can't. I came in last minute. I can't figure out my background today, but that's the one they gave me. Was it like a white background, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm only gonna be on until about 10 to 4. I'm gonna go watch the playoff game today, baseball
Okay.
playoffs.
Definitely.
My team made it to the. They're playing the Yankees today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's first round. Well, not the first, the second. The divisional championship, game 1 in Toronto.
Oh.
So I'm gonna watch that, man.
Yeah. What you think about the news with the EA news?
So here's the thing. I'm not my comments on it. It goes down racial and cultural lines, right? So these are my views I'm going to express, but I'm not until I hear more about what's going on with the Saudi Arabia buying out the whole EA. I'm not for it because I believe you have to realize that Saudi Arabia and technically what's it called, Riyadh season, that is like that's a branch of their government. That is like their tourism. Technically, that's what Riyadh season is. It's the branch of tourism of the Saudi Arabia government, and Turki Al Sheikh, he is the minister that runs out. Even though he has royal status, right, in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Even though, but he's technically the minister, or in the United States, you guys call your ministers secretaries.
Yeah.
That's what he. So he has dual role. So, but that being said, you have to realize that Saudi Arabia is a Muslim state. North America is technically a Christian state. So you have to. So when you look at video game developers, especially EA, who came out of North America, all the values and cultures are embedded into that development group, into their games. Simple things like you look at Fight Night Champion, for example, and you see women. You might see women cheerleaders or certain games. That's a aspect of the sport itself, or not the realism or the presentation of the sport. Eventually, that stuff's not going to exist anymore if you have a company who's if you're bought up by a Saudi Arabia company, which is a Muslim state. They have a different view on value systems down there based on their religious beliefs. So this is why I'm kind of interested to see how Saudi Arabia, if they end up buying the whole EA catalog, how are they going to manage it? Another thing too you got to take in consideration is that in Muslim states, they don't gamble. and everybody, and if you and for the last 10, 15 years, more and more research is coming out that a lot of this stuff that we see with microtransaction, loot boxes, all this whole system with VC and all and such as, right? Everything's pointing at these are forms of gambling to get children addicted. So I'm kind of interested to see how the Saudis will take will the Saudis continue that tradition that we have here, or they're going to inject their own values in the system and you're going to see a change.
Yeah, I don't think the DLC and stuff like that, because they literally be giving away money. If you look at these boxing matches and stuff, they literally giving away money. They throwing money at stuff. So
no, but oh, when you say they're giving away money, right?
Yeah.
But that has nothing to do. But that they're not okay. In Saudi Arabia, when they have a fight in Saudi Arabia, we have gambling here in Las Vegas or in the whole North America. They don't have no gambling house. They don't have no gambling pools in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, but I like I always tell people, we can't dictate how another culture is and get mad at it. It's like we going to Japan or China and telling them, hey, you can't have no karate schools or stuff like that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. But when it gets to the point that the Saudi Arabia private investment firm, once they own EA, in the same way you said that, we can't go there and tell the Saudis what to do with the video game developer company, what to do with the thing.
It's a lot of things that I see that I might like they over hyping sexuality in games, like the
you think we're over you think we're overdoing it
with the LBGT and all that stuff in every game. They like oversaturated. That's why the game's failing. Like
so two things. We talk about sexuality. Okay, we go back to that thing I talked about. Okay, you have cheerleaders, for example, right? But if you talk about sexuality from a ideology of LGBT community, totally different kind of sexuality they're dealing with down there, right? They're dealing with their I guess their gay rights kind of thing, right?
But they're pushing it. They're
pushing it. It's like a lot of games. Like, for example, I had a talk with you the other day, and I told you one game I always played was Street Fighter, for example. I played from Street Fighter 1, 2 onwards, all the Street Fighters. Street Fighter, the current one right now, I think is Street Fighter 6, and that's the first one where they really introduced the whole metaverse and going around all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I played the demo, man. I didn't like the demo because I found they were forcing this transgender character as the MC, and I looked at it. Okay, I said, okay, but I don't know, man. It just seems kind of off. I don't know. It seemed like kind of force fed, and as a consumer, I get to make the decision now. Do I want to buy it or I don't? I chose not to buy it, and I might be a small minority who said, but I just didn't like it. It just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It's the same way where you can't force somebody to sit down and watch a full-fledged LGBT movie because I'm not interested in what the fuck. I'm not interested in that thing. But I respect everybody has a right to you guys have your own lifestyle. You guys have your what do you guys call it? We have a charter of rights and freedom. You guys have your constitution. All that stuff's in the constitution, right? And it lets you and the whole idea is that whatever you do in the privacy in your home is in the privacy of your home. The government has no say, or nobody has a say to tell you how to live your life, kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But as a consumer, it's different. I have a right to choose now. Do I want to pay my money and see this, or I don't? But here's the thing, kind of connecting back what we're talking about. When the Saudis take over EA, I expect them to remove all that content, 100%, all that content, all that stuff. And especially in North America, where we have a lot of this, we have a lot of advocate groups that push for it. They ain't gonna give a fuck down there.
No.
That's and you know that, and man, EA is one of the oldest developers or publishers, man, since the 80s.
Yeah.
Long, rich history, man.
Yeah. And my thing is, a lot of people can't complain about, like, far as a boxing game, things being missing. You know how many things missing from Undisputed? Referee really not in the game. It's just so much missing. That this bare bones, and I'm pretty sure if the Saudis make another boxing game, we're going to have everything. The girls might not be as the way we want them to be, and stuff like that. I really never really paid attention to, only when I was younger.
So before I comment on boxing, just going back quickly on that whole the whole Saudi thing and the culture. I don't expect, this might be a good thing, but I don't expect to see the level of microtransactions anymore. That whole
Yeah, it's going to disappear.
how they do it on 2K and how they do it on
Yeah,
Fortnite. When EA gets bought up, that's gone. They're gonna have to come up with a new system of how to make revenue.
I think they really don't care about that part of it. Just
They
to
do.
make sure.
No, they have to, because if the Saudi Arabia government, like, okay, when they said who's buying out EA, a Saudi Arabia private group, or is it the government?
It's the government and Donald Trump's son-in-law.
Yeah, I heard about that. That fucking that tall motherfucker, right?
Yeah, Kushner.
That guy reminds me of a lurch. But anyways,
Yeah,
the so if the government's involved, you gotta expect it, man. It's gonna change the values of the games they're gonna see, definitely. And I'm not a fan of microtransactions kind of thing, right? That like how 2K does it. So that might be a good thing, but they're going to be losing lots of money unless they can't figure out how to not reinvent, but how to do it again, right?
yeah, without it seeming like gambling.
Yes.
That's their main thing. They got to figure out a way to implement it without it feeling like gambling.
But now, going to the boxing, so I think I don't know if it's pushing the narrative, but I saw, what's his name? What's that guy? He's loudmouth, a comedic YouTuber.
Oh, you talking about
Showtime. Show
Showbiz.
was it
Showbiz.
Showbiz? He
Yeah.
was the one. He was the one that first started running his mouth about what's going to happen, because he's already predicting that we're going to get fight night. We're going to get the next fight night champion stuff, right? But I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get. I don't know if they're. Well, the whole idea is that EA has all these franchises that are sitting collecting dust right now.
Yeah, they got some big heavy hitters in the box that they need.
But here's the thing: they're not actively developing anything for the Fight Night Champion. If anything, is I read that. So right now we're on UFC 5, and I read that UFC 6 has been delayed. It's been delayed, so probably, but it usually comes out around what? Around February or March, right?
Yeah.
Around the first late or beginning of the second quarter kind of thing, right? So I think what's gonna happen, the fact that they have to put all their resources in UFC, that's their game. They don't care about boxing. So I don't see realistically them coming out of boxing unless what they do is they partner with those guys. You know how you had those guys who went rogue and they started doing Fight Night Legacy, or it's some kind of
Oh yeah.
modded version of the game. A
Yeah.
lot of people are doing that. They're taking games from the past and they're modding it and trying to get people to play it, and then they parsec it after, right?
Yeah.
I think they're gonna. If smart business would be to go find out who those guys are, seeing that they put all the work in it, and get the licenses now, get the licenses and sell and start selling the game again.
Yeah.
But I don't expect them to see. I don't expect nobody's gonna go into that game and make new animations or changes to the animation and address the bugs. Hell no, that's gonna happen.
But what I see is that being that they got all this money involved, they can hire new devs. They got it so they could just hire the devs or take them off for other projects, and then they start filling in the gaps.
That's gonna be 4 years. You're gonna wait for that game then. At least.
No. You know why we going by the standards that EA does. Now, if they imagine they hire a full-fledged team, the game will be out probably about 18 months.
Hell no, man. 18 months?
Yeah, because
So watch this.
we going by EA standards. Technology is advanced. It's not 10 years ago. Technology has advanced. You type it in the AI or whatever, or Google it. It'll tell you. It don't take as much as time as it's them. It's the developers. EA be putting. I know for a fact when I was helping EA, they put this group of developers on this team, and then they say, "Come on, we need you on this team, on that team to help you on that product." So you don't really have a full team really working on. Everybody's everywhere. They don't have no dedicated team when it comes to like boxing games.
The only way I could see them, so if you're saying 18 months, right?
Yes.
So you're saying about a year, a 1.75 years it's gonna take for them to come out with a beta. I'm saying 4 years. So if I meet you in between, maybe they could possibly get it done in 3 years, but because of the use of AI, using AI as a tool now in order to help speed up the coding.
Yeah.
And maybe certain aspects of the generating media kind of thing. But that's one thing I did read about when EA gets taken over by the Saudi firm. That's the first thing they're gonna do. They're gonna start laying off people because they're gonna start using AI to get rid of jobs.
I thought that was EA doing that to get that quick money before they transition.
No, oh, hold on. I think you're stuck.
Over. Oh,
there you go. No, it's good. Yeah, it's good. You got stuck just now. No, from what I read, it feels like once the Saudis take it over, that's when they're gonna start doing the how do you call it in business? They call it business process reengineering. They won't do it now. Seeing that there's no point of doing it right now. If anything, is you don't want to do it now because you want to increase the value of your company, make it more expensive to buy. You're trying to get the top value for it right now. It's up to the Saudis once they get it to start cutting all the fat, how they say fit, kind of thing, right?
Yeah. What's up, pugilist? Hello. I'm saying hello. What's up, pugilist? Champion said, hilarious that people think SCI could twist Turkey Al-Sheik's arm about not making a boxing game. No, that's still City fault. They let them because they have investors already. So the investors push Turkey Al-Sheik out. Turkey wanted to put money into Still City. So he's just like, well, I settle for promotion. That I promote the game at my events. Other than that, Turkey said, all right, I'm gonna make my own game with Japan.
And if anything with Turkey, to me it feels like their whole plot is to create the TKO boxing brand. To have that, they want to create that boxing league.
Yeah, that makes sense. See, that's Dana White thinking the way I would think, because a boxing game can help fans draw fans into that brand. You know, they'll start paying attention to it. So that's what he's trying to do. I'm like, Dad, all these things I be saying, everybody else start using them. Because, like I always say, a boxing game can make a hardcore fan out of casual.
Well, going back to what you're saying, it would be more of using that boxing game as an advertising tool.
Yeah,
for the league.
But that's what the boxing game should be in general. If they like basketball did that back in the days, more people start watching basketball and football.
But the thing is, like, if we go back to Undisputed, okay, if there's two things we're talking about, it has to be a combination of it. Is it a teaching tool or is it an advertising tool then, right? I would say right now it's more of an advertising tool.
Yeah, I agree. No disagreement there.
But
Yeah,
Turkey Al Sheikh, definitely. I just hope if he does want to just do like a TKO boxing league brand and base the game on that, I don't mind as long as the gameplay is advanced.
exactly,
I don't, you know what I
exactly.
mean? Like it has to be
Yeah,
based on game. I don't want I don't want a repeat of Undisputed. To tell you the truth,
exactly. And
it
from
had.
when I listen to Ash talk, the more I look at the video, the more angry I get. It seems like his thing is you gotta accept what we're going to give you. It's not going to be a realistic sim boxing game. That's what I got from what he said. And he
What
tried
I
that 5% and 95% crap. That junk like really got me heated. Who buys the
what I
DLC? That was one
got.
of my questions. Who buys the DLC the most? It's gonna be the hardcore fan because the casual fans don't know these boxes from 10 years ago, 15 years ago. They don't
Yo,
know them.
talk about casual fans. I kind of found it just kind of this I just thought about it, but the content creators, the content creator leagues, do you think all those guys they don't have to pay for the DLC? Some of them probably got their DLC, like they probably got a coupon code for it to get it for free.
Yeah, I should go over my son house and look because I was considered a content creator, and I know the first two I got for free when they DLCs.
Well, the reason I brought it up, what I found interesting is one of the content creators when I was listening to his review of the whole thing. What's his name? A Spanish guy, man. A Spanish guy with short hair. What's his name?
Spanish guy with short hair. What content creator, right?
Yeah, the con it was eight con. It was
Yeah,
one of those guys.
Diaz,
Yeah,
King
it
Diaz,
might be.
King 12
Yeah,
Diaz.
yeah, it might be him. I'm thinking about, and he does like he has like a YouTube channel, and he's always doing like he's always creating videos like gameplay video, all kind of stuff. I think that
Yeah,
guy. I
yeah,
I was
King 12 Diaz.
surprised that he was talking openly or even boldly, man, that he's a content creator who's in that league, and he never bought the DLC.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if you recall that, but he's not he doesn't even use it. He doesn't even buy the DLC. I thought, fuck, man.
I
So
think he
it's
said
like,
that too. I think he said that at the interview, right?
yeah, that's
Didn't
what
he
I'm
say?
saying.
Yeah,
He said about he buy the DLC. I'm like, damn, these are the guys that are playing the game. Well, technically, you don't need the DLC. You know what I mean? But I just kind of found that I found that interesting. But yeah, going back to Fight Night Champion, what's the Fight Night Champion mod called? They're calling it what? Fight Night Forever. That's what
yeah,
it's called, right?
yeah.
All EA has to do because there's no way EA like you're thinking of 1.88 years to get it out. I'm saying 4 years, right? But there's no way they'll be able to pull it off. They just have to partner with those guys, give them a contract, and then work with them now because seeing that they know how to mod the game, they have the skills to mod it and add more characters. Now you just have to give them the budget for licensing, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you're gonna
Because
and you'll be playing and you'll just bring and you're bringing back Fight Night Champion in 2025 based on that.
yeah, but my thing is look at the short period of time that they doing all these mods.
But
That
that's just
shows that,
mods.
huh?
But that's just mods. That's just like
Yeah.
skins that
But
they
they're
know.
saying
I
but they're saying they're gonna have different movements because people is complaining, oh, you just putting skins. So they saying they're gonna add that's gonna be
if
crazy.
if they could do that, I'll be very, very impressed because I don't know any. I can't recall the last time there was a modder crew that took a game, especially a sports game, and were able to inject new animations and stuff.
Yeah, that's That's in itself. I know when animators do it, because they be talking junk about some of them they have to clean up the motion caps. You wouldn't think that with mocap you got to still need an animator. You do to clean up certain things that the camera really didn't get.
Pound for pound said it's not easy though. It's not easy in my opinion. They can just release Fight Night Champion. It needs to be a new game with the modders and X Fight. Yeah, well, I agree with that, but I'm saying I believe it'll take 4 years for them to release a new game. Because here's the thing. Fight Night Champion was developed not on Frostbite. Fight Night Champion was on the engine, is on a prior what do you call it? Not a priority, proprietary. It's on a proprietary engine, EA engine prior to Fight.
They built.
Yeah, they built it. That's the thing. EA builds all their things, but it was on an old engine. All the games now in 2025, especially sports games, they're running on Frostbite, which is another in-house built EA gaming engine. So that's what I'm saying, that they can't just port it from the previous one into this Frostbite. I don't think they could pull it off. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to take a good 4 years to develop it. But here's the thing now. If they just take what they have already, which is the Fight Night Champion, so they got guys who know how to mod it and stuff, but to add animations, it could be done. Because I think about I always bring up this example, but there's this tribute game to N64 wrestling, No Mercy. Those No Mercy games.
Yeah.
Which was built on the the Aki gaming engine. An indie developer for the last 2 years somehow got their hands on that Aki gaming engine, and they started developing on it, and they've created new animations, everything in order to re-release the game now. So that's the thing. Realistically, if they could get developers to work and give them access to work on the old gaming engine, like all the resource tools, I think they could have a Fight Night Champion by EA up and running. Fight Night Champion Forever, EA release, official EA release in 2 years. But that goes back to what you were saying, Poe. So it is possible.
Yeah.
But they have to stick with the same engine, they not redevelop it.
Yeah. What's up? Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Let me see. If Fight Night comes back, it's not going to have a lot of stars. I don't agree, because see, this a tricky thing, because I used to get boxes for EA. I sent boxes over to Undisputed. I used to get boxes for Round for Round. They don't have all of the boxes. They're not locking into an exclusive contract. And this is what I keep saying. Everybody keep thinking that the casual fan, or every casual fan knows Muhammad Ali, cares about Muhammad Ali. They don't. That was a waste of money to me. You got Muhammad Ali for 7 years. Casual fans, in that 7 years, fans gonna forget who's Muhammad Ali. They're not gonna be that. They're gonna go by who's popular at that time. They don't care about.
CSI locked up Muhammad Ali for the next 20 years.
I thought it was 7. Well, I might be wrong. But people don't understand that. Oh, box eye viewers, salute. Yeah, but they're not gonna lock all these boxes in. It's too expensive. Most of these boxes are getting paid for by DLC. So you know it's not exclusive. I know for a fact he's not in the game yet, because I had him when we was on Round for Round. I told him, I said, don't sign exclusively to Round for Round. Make sure you just say, I don't want to be exclusive, in case EA makes a game or another company makes a game. That means you're getting paid from more than one company. A lot of boxes on that. Like even Tyson Fury. He was smart enough not to be exclusive. He's not exclusive to just Undisputed.
Hey, Poe. I see our box eye views. The champ is in the chat room there, but it's funny. This I just had a funny laugh. I saw the other day. What's the other guy's name that was at the tournament? iGame You View. What's his name?
iGame You Watch.
iGame iGame You Watch. I saw him release a video yesterday or a couple of days ago where he's talking about how he got robbed. He's saying he got robbed, and if he didn't get robbed, he would have been in the finals and he would have fought Box Eye View. But based on watching both of them, Box Eye View would have cut his ass, man, in that final if he even made it there.
He would. He
Like
would.
iGame You Watch. He's just maybe a little bit better. He's about two steps ahead of JMMA.
Yeah. Hold up. Why I got everybody here? Why aren't y'all filling out the survey? I got game developers saying, "Po, get as many people as you can to fill out the survey." It's not only for Undisputed; it's for other companies.
Can we talk about the other survey we're developing?
What'd you say?
We can talk about. Can we talk about that the other survey? The one we were developing on the side.
Yeah, the breakdown.
Right,
but
that one.
This is a different survey though.
It's similar, but the thing is, that's gonna. I think the other one we have in development, it's gonna be a four part, about 4 or 5 part survey, but it'll be designed in a way. It won't be 71 questions. It'll be something you could finish. You could finish it in a 5-minute sitting. That's the goal. So the thing is, we'll see something maybe in the next 2 weeks. Start rolling that out, and whoever wants to take part in the second one, well, you could always provide your email address, whatever, and we'll start collecting information. But what I'm hoping is that if we could get a sample size, like I'll be happy if you get a sample size of 100. But the reality is, if you get a sample size of 1,000, that means CSI has to not bow down, but they have to to realize that we ain't joking.
Yeah, and other companies, because that's what they want to see, numbers. That's why I keep telling people. They keep saying, "Oh, it ain't gonna do nothing." I'm talking about. Did y'all fill out the newest one? I made one yesterday, and I added some questions on it because he was like, add some more questions. Because I told him we got one on the side that we're working on that we're gonna break down, but he said no. You got to structure it with more questions so we can really see what fans want in a boxing game, not what developers are saying they need. Because he said I'm a gamer too. A lot of these developers tell you what you should want. No matter what you say, this is what you're going to get, and that's not the way y'all should let them handle development of a game.
Going back.
I'm sorry. Good.
Yo, quickly, just going back to that thing with iGame You Watch. So he was complaining. He made a video and he's complaining that when they showed the after in the 4th round to show the it's called the what's it called? What they call it in Undisputed? They call it the I call it the Letterman card. Like if you grew up watching HBO boxing, they'll have the Harold Letterman card, and he'll just give you a prediction of what's going to happen, what he thinks is going to happen, but it's not an official scorecard. So he's looking at that unofficial scorecard, and I think he was up maybe 30-27, or even at the 7th round, that unofficial scorecard was saying that he was up by a significant amount. But then they never showed the final card, but he lost. He lost a decision, and he's saying that the scorecard system's broken because of that. But I still think that he should know better. That is an unofficial scorecard. That's basically CSI trying to play the presentation. It's the trying to get the audience connected to the presentation of the game. But CSI, they should come out and explain that unofficial scorecard and let people understand what it's about. So you don't have guys like iGame You View, and he's coming there and he's saying that he lost it and he shouldn't have lost it, right? But if he went to the finals, Box Eye Views would have beat him.
Yeah, because people don't. That's one thing that I didn't like either. Because Steel City wasn't explaining certain mechanics in the game, certain things in the game, because the unofficial scorecard, it's like that person what he thinks. And a lot of times they go off for a bias.
Right.
a huge bias of how they feel about the fight. It's not the official scorecard. Let me see.
The other thing.
All right, go ahead.
No, go on.
Pound for pound say, I know it's early, but did you catch anything I should change in to make it more like boxing? I'm looking at your wish list to see what to add, but just thought I'll ask. No, it's on you. I see a lot of things that you can add, but you got a good start. Let me see. E champion said, I think they should just leave it a mystery. Bill's controversy, Bill's rematches. If he's slightly about it, he should change the champ to a rematch, or he should
Hey yo,
challenge.
and you know what else too? When I watched iGame versus Fight Night Finest, that should tell everybody. If you watch that fight, I saw pure cheese. I saw them cheesing, man. You could talk all about this clean box in my foot. They were I saw some cheesing happening there. And the thing is too, according to Jay, they don't have any league rules. So, you know what I mean? That's the way you play the game.
Yeah. Let me see. Somebody named John 1317. Undisputed should have an unofficial scorecard using CompuBot stats to give you an idea how the judges. They're not using CompuBox. They got them. They just using the name. They're not using BoxRec. They just using the name. I went through all that to get CompuBox and BoxRec, but they're not using it. It's people on the team for BoxRec and CompuBox that want to be a part of the team. They want to do the stats and stuff like that. But Steel City not using it because somebody on the team told them we don't need all them extra people in the game. I mean, on the team. This thing y'all got to question Steel City about. Why are y'all pushing certain people out saying we don't need them? That's a part of boxing.
Yeah, man, the community is burnt.
Let me see. Pound. Let me see. If game was good, community still play crappy. Exactly. I don't know. Certain people, because I'm not playing Undisputed. The game is crappy to me. It's like missing a lot of things. And me as a person that box, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, you always got to bring up your box. I don't always bring up my boxing. But, a person that boxes, and I know what boxing is, it annoys me to see some things that's missing in the game. Just like I see when I go to NBA 2K sites and go to Madden sites, there are people arguing about stuff not representing the sports. That's not representing football, not representing basketball, not representing baseball. Is doing a great job. The MLB, the show, is doing a great job.
Yo, Made, you're saying that the whole, I guess the Crown League,
Crown.
the creator.
No, it's not only for creators.
No, it is a creators league. It is a creators league, and then they just partnered with what's it about Sim League, so you don't have to be a creator anymore. But they partnered. It seemed like they're partnering with this. I forgot the name of the Sim League.
Oh, with Sean Porter thing that he had set up.
No. It's called Here, I'll tell you. It's called. What's this league called? I think it's called either the UFL. It's a UFL, Undisputed Fight League. I believe they partnered up with them. So that means now, but the thing is, they're gonna have to come up with some kind of rules or something. Well, it's I don't know. I think it's just really new. Once they start, and then they'll figure out how they're gonna fix it.
Yeah, but because they pulled me on there, I'm not a content creator no more. They pulled me on there. I was like, why y'all everybody keep pulling me in their group? But their thing is they talking about because I could give them insight on certain things. But it annoys me when I see the game and it's not playing the way I would like it to play. Let me see the assemblies. It's all assemblies. I'm in every assembly. I'm in every league. I've been invited, or people like pulled me into them leagues.
Yo, e-boxing champions, when you say they are very transparent about who they'll let into kind of slippery, I keep on saying CSI, SCI vibes. You know who I get that vibe from? Really, I get that vibe from JMMA because I saw that video he did the other day, and he was talking about the league, and it's like they want to have a certain kind of favoritism or kind of, they still want to kind of keep it to like a little affinity network,
Yeah,
but I guess that's the vibe it's giving out. You know what I mean? There's
yeah.
gonna be favoritism for sure.
That's what a lot of people saying too. They think it's gonna be a lot of favoritism to make sure that certain people get like to another tournament. But my thing is,
Aaron Jones, so you guys are talking about making rules and all that kind of stuff, but here's the thing. What are the two top, or to the entire audience, what is the two top rules that must be in any league for it to create that whole if you're trying to achieve some kind of sim experience? What are the two top rules the league must have?
yeah. See, that's they got the rules to make everybody. And this what I was going through. They try to make the game look good when it's not looking good. It's like that's what Steel City want them to make our product look good so we could get more people to buy the game. And then what happened? They got a game and then they probably don't bring it back. That's the whole thing. Make the game look good.
Hey,
And
that fight between Fight Night Finest and iGame, that didn't make the game look good. I saw two guys just holding the block the whole friggin' fight. I saw holding the block the whole fight. I saw pump blocking. That's all. That's the gameplay you're seeing in that.
yeah,
Pump blocking.
yeah, I think everything is they trying to create is for
Body straight cheese.
yeah. I think everybody think they're benefiting for the community, but it's not a community thing. It's not a community thing. I'm a community person. I know about community.
Hey, that wasn't a, yeah, you're right. That wasn't a community thing. That was a focus group thing. That
Yeah,
was a focus group of the 8 people that they want. So as I said before, 8 out of 1.5 million is what was it? 0.00067% represented. It's going to represent the entire the entire thing. And the worst part is too is that the majority of them are content creators. So at the same time, a content creator also has to think about growing their channel. They can't. Not all truth can be told, right?
yeah. One saying everybody makes things sound like an exploit. That's true. Because my thing is, if I'm being honest, me as a boxer, how am I going to ring and say, well, you can't fight this way? You know, I fought a person, if he was in a boxing game, all he was throwing was spamming hooks, overhands, and everything. But I had to box him. That's my thing. Is everything is if you're boxing a person, there should always be a counter to what somebody's doing. Everybody like, come on, let's pretend you jab. I'm gonna just throw a jab and you throw your jab. I'm gonna throw a right hand, you throw your right hand. I'm gonna throw a hook and you throw your. You can't tell nobody how to fight. That's like telling Floyd Mayweather he can't use the Philly shell.
Yo, but that being said, that's why you see so many, like, even though our bad mouth undisputed, but you see so many things happening in the game because anything goes. You could do anything you want.
Yeah, and plus they don't got the
It's free
mechanics.
thought. We could say it's like free thought. Then it's free thought. I don't have to. I could do what the hell I want to do, kind of thing, right? Is this a matter of
We don't got no
when
counters for it. No counters for none of the stuff that
it's
they do.
well, it's defense.
Yeah.
It's defense, and that's the biggest thing right now. If you jump over to NBA 2K, the game just came out the other day, and that whole community is crying right now because they're basically it's almost the same storyline as Undisputed. People have figured out how to exploit, how to do this, and the biggest thing that the community is crying for, just like how people are talking about, let's have six regions of defense. Let's have parry system. Let's have all these different kind of things. Down in NBA 2K, everyone's crying for defense now. They want defense because it's all it is offense they're playing. There's only offense. There's no defense.
Yeah. Let me answer this what Pugilist said. He said this is a video game though, not real life. Stop giving the company excuses. You giving them excuses.
What'd you say? Yo, Ready to Rumble was just a video game too. And nobody wants to play that shit.
Exactly. You gotta stop giving Steel City excuses. I have developers, literally the other day we talking about the community is giving Steel City too many excuses. Every game their thing should be we're trying to emulate the sport as realistic as possible. But then you got people saying it's just a video game. Yeah, that's trying to emulate boxing. You can't give Steel City excuses with things they did not add on purpose or didn't add at all. They don't have things in the game. You got to look at that. They don't have a lot of boxing mechanics in the game. And I could name them. I could give you a whole list of 20 things that, excuse me, that's not in the game. That's not boxing mechanic wise. And it can be added. I do this all day. That's all I'm doing is writing up stuff. I do it all day. Anything that you see in real life can be emulated. We can't think about video game 10 and 15 years ago, 5 years ago.
Who said it was just a video game?
Pugilist, the Pugilist. They shouldn't have marketed it as a realistic boxing game. If they didn't say that, the game would not have sold because that's the expectations they wanted for Fight Night round. That's why Fight Night Champion didn't sell. I don't care what nobody said.
If it's just
good,
Pugilist, if it's just a video game, tell me the one thing that you cannot put in a video game from boxing. Then what's the one thing that you can't do it then, so I can have a better understanding? If it's just a video game. What's that one? I don't know, not a feature, but what's that one? I guess
mechanic
activity in boxing that you cannot put in a video game. Pugilist. What is that? What is that one thing that if it's a video game you cannot put it in a? If it's a boxing and you can't put it in a video game, what would that be? I'm asking you in real time, Pugilist. Just write it. I don't have time to go up and sift through all the messages. I'm asking you now. Then you're talking shit, then, man. If you can't, if I'm asking, you're telling me I have to go all the way upstairs to go read it. What's the point, then, man?
Yeah.
That you're basically posed correct, then. That you're just that's an old fucking that old video game bullshit argument.
I didn't see it then.
It's just a video game.
Could you rewrite it? Because I don't know what you're saying. Rewrite it because I don't know what you said. Because it's a whole wall of text just went past what you said. I'm not trying to jump at you or anything. I have respect for you. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I didn't see what what point you were trying to make.
Issue with spam is that you can't counter or punish it like you can in real life. Of fucking course, boxing ain't always pretty, but people aren't breaking the laws of physics either. Issue with spam is that you can't counter or punish it. Okay, so if you're saying the issue with spamming is you can't counter or punish it, right? We're talking about defense then. That goes back to the whole defense argument. Are you saying that because it's a video game, you can't have defense in it to stop with your in order to address the spamming issue? If you can't
There's a
counter,
there's
then
a lot of
where's
things. There's a lot of things in real life that could stop spamming, which they don't have it. I'm keep telling y'all, they want spamming in the game on purpose. You stop what you know what you do when a person spamming punches, you clinch them. They gotta reset. You can catch them with a counter. You punch between their punches. They don't have
Paul,
these things.
Paul, I'm gonna catch you later.
All right.
All right.
No, but what it is, there are things that you could do to stop spamming. Like I said, it was clinching. Um, you could punch between the punches and stuff. They don't have these things in the game on purpose. The referee not in the game on purpose. They keep making up a billion excuses. Yet you keep looking at all these these guys, one man team. They got referees in the ring. You got Love C Shorty. He has a referee in the game. So when you got more people, you should be able to do better than what Love C Shorty's doing. What the guy that's doing, I forget the name of his game recently that I saw yesterday. He has a referee in the game. It's the team. Everything that we want, literally, I'm gonna send you a list of everything that can be done in the equipment. They got the equipment to tell you everything that we want can be put in the game. It's the decision of the company and the team. Exactly. Leafy got a ref in the thing. So imagine if you got over 70 people working on a game. It's no excuse. The inside fighting was intentionally took up the game. They could have kept working on that, but they said no. Let's keep it the way it is. They wanted the game. They tried to take the realism out and try to implement arcadey things in the game. They didn't want the game. It's not they. Certain people on the team didn't want the game to be strategic or realistic. Because when we played the betas in the earlier games, it was a more strategic type game. That's what I be 1-3-17. That's what I be saying. You got a game, you got wrestling games that has 8 people in the ring, and you keep saying it's glitching and stuff with 3 people in the ring. Come on now. That's your thing. That's what y'all trying to say. It sure is, but I'm not saying his name. Dominique, it's exactly that's exactly what it is. And they try to take all the blame off of him. They keep saying it's Ash's fault. No, it's not Ash's fault. Ash, come to find out, Ash, he literally kind of sold half of his profit, half of his company to somebody else. He's not the sole owner of the company. It's him, his brothers, his 2 brothers, and then there's another company or another person that owns the other half of the company. It was kind of good in the beginning, then it started getting bad. The trackers started looking worse and worse. We just need more AAA boxing. Exactly. That's why fill out my survey that I got out. Because companies, I actually been talking and contacted companies and some of them even contacted me. So fill out the survey. The more people we get to fill out the survey, the better it looks, and it like helps a company make a decision if they should make a boxing game. If we can eat over 100 people, that right there is it shows companies that fans are really wanting a boxing game. Oh yeah, he said bloody knuckle street boxing don't even have tracking, and I look cleaner on there. Game is just trash. Ash sold out, but he is the CEO. Yeah, but he's the CEO, but he's the CEO of the company. But still, if somebody has the even amount of power on in the company, technically you're not really the owner of the company. Other people could override your decision. It's just like having a corporation. The corporation could be your family name, but people that have stock in the company could vote you out of your own company or make more decisions than you. Poe, your survey says which features matters most to you. Rank your top 5 if possible. Options are 1 through 8. Should one be my top or my last? Your top. We just need to stop talking about undisputed. Only reason the trash lives on. SEI hired some boo-boo devs. A lot of them is their one first time getting a paycheck. Their whole team is just getting a paycheck. Do you see how many vacations they take? I remember when I was helping EA, the developers, their thing was, let's make sure we get this game almost done, if not done, before we take our vacations. 2K should try. Yeah, I hope 2K. I've been asking 2K. I've been in the DMs and everything. Ask them. They was talking junk about EA. They said we'll make a better game than EA. But the first thing people think when you say 2K, they think about microtransactions. Microtransaction will work if you want to get boxers. That's what I always tell people. If you want to get boxers in your game, tell them how much they could get off of microtransactions instead of trying to pay them up front. That's what a lot of companies hate. They got to pay these boxers up front and they can't afford it. It go each like 2K. They have like I think over 20 games that they got a budget for. EA, they have over 100 games. They have budgets for. So each one of them games have a budget. So if they're trying to get every boxer in the game, it's not going to happen. I remember Andre Ward wanted to be in, what was that, Fight Night round 3 or 4. I think it was 4. And they didn't add him. I think it was budget reasons. But he asked me, because I was on Twitter, and he was like, yo, ask him to put me in the game. And they wouldn't put him in the game, which was the stupidest thing ever. I'm just being honest, not trying to hate, but Undisputed is dead, at least to me. I pointed out the fact a dev said they were teaching people on the job and got banned for it. Yeah, that's crazy. You teaching people why you don't hire people that actually know something. That takes time out of you actually building the game. Luckily, I got unbanned though, but it was crazy. As many people, let me see, e-boxing champion said, as many people buying DLC, I don't wear Nathan about microtransaction. I might have said that wrong. We need games to compete against each other. that makes the games better. Exactly. I come from an era when we had 3 basketball games. I come from an era when we had 3 baseball games. I come from an era when we had what? 3 football games. Then it dwindled down to 2 football games. Even in the NHL, they had like what 3 games. We don't have that now. Yo, Undisputed Slug, where you at? Oh, what's up, Undisputed Slug? Um, Oren said maybe I don't understand that. People just talking, man. Yeah, a lot of people they just gotta stop defending Steel City. Make them do better. And to the new people that came in here, fill out that survey, please. It's not for me, it's for developers. They like what I'm doing, and they said, yo, get them to fill out that survey. The more people that fill out the survey, companies cannot deny what they want. It's on, you got data to prove that, because they keep saying the hardcore fans, they're the minorities. I think it's like a mixture of both. SCI not doing better. Let me see. Xbox and PlayStation used to make their own sports games. I remember that. Because they got the MLB. I think that's PlayStation. I think that's a PlayStation game. Ain't no way SCI don't already know the problems. Exactly. They know what they're doing. That's why I keep saying when they take certain things out and say they can't put them in, that is, if you look it up, those are all the core features, things that makes a game more arcadey like. They take the referee out, and they don't, and a lot of people don't even understand what a referee is for. A referee makes the boxing ring smaller. The referee is a strategy. If you move a certain way, now you're in back of the referee. Now your other person got to come. The referee resets you when you fight, when you clinch or whatever. When you're hey break, that's it. Now both of y'all got to reset. If you're tired, you clinch. They keep saying, "Oh, it's too hard to put in clinching." I'm seeing all these indie companies, one people on the team making clinching in their games. All that small. Let me see. The instant SCI has competition, they're going to fold. I think so too. They're only making a boxing game because there is no measuring stick. Facts. But y'all should have heard the conversation me and Ash had, I think, in 2020 when he contacted me. Ash was talking gangster. I was like, yo, Ash, you ain't scared of EA? He said, nah, bring it on. It's just gonna make us, we're not scared. I'm like, yo, that's what I'm talking about. He said, our game is going to be more realistic than anything EA brought out. And I was like, yo. Undisputed is just a bad experience. They mention casuals as if it's enjoyable, competitive or casual. Yeah, that's the thing. They trying to demonize the competitive and the hardcore fans, the boxing fans. They keep saying Ash said hypothetically 5% of the community. He basically saying that our voice doesn't mean anything. But if you take that 5% out of the equation, just say us so-called 5% stop buying DLC, and we stop, the company's gonna fold. The 5% buys those DLCs that you're saying, that has boxes that people are looking at, and they saying, who's this boxer? I don't know this boxer. They went for a hardcore fan saying, oh, Sweat, Emmanuel Gustus. Now you got a casual fan saying, who's Emmanuel Gustus? Now they go do their research and everything. Now they're doing things. Ash was just selling it to you. He's a salesman. He's not a boxing fan. I don't. Ash ain't had nothing to sell to me because what was I gonna do for him? Nothing. When we were talking, Ash was telling me his ideas, and I was telling him my ideas, and our ideas was lining up. You know, Ash for people to say Ash was just selling me something. I don't think so. I just think that his vision got changed by somebody on the team. Ash was doing a lot of things right in the beginning, and then they changed. Now, Ash, well, in the beginning he was good, but money changed certain people. People keep saying money changed everybody. No, it doesn't. Not at all. Not at all. Because if I want to talk about when people say money changed people, when I was boxing, because I had a good amateur record and I had all them accolades. If you got a boxer that's coming out the Olympics, or you got a good boxer, and then you want him to fight somebody that has good accolades, that looks good on his record. I turned, they offered me, I think, $5,000, and that's for a 4-rounder. You ain't getting $5,000 for no 4-rounder. And I was like, nah, I'm not taking that fight. I'm not being nobody's stepping stone. Especially I wasn't training hard like I should have been training at that time, because every time my fights kept falling through, people didn't want to fight me. They didn't want to fight me. Trash IB knows if he can convince creators. No, that's now he doing that. And when it comes to him convincing creators, that's Will's job. That's Will Kinsler's job. I was in the Game Changers. Game Changers and content creators are basically the same thing. Will created that for EA. Will started that we got to get some content creators in here to help promote the game. That's Will. That's not Ash. Will is like puppet. It's like he puppeteering Ash to do what he wants. It's like he like, yo, we got to do this and we got to do that. That's Will. And Will keep trying to take the steam off him, trying to keep it, keep the heat off of him. It's Will. And I really hate that I put Will on Ash's radar. Because Will made sure I was pushed out. Because he know how I am, how I was with EA. So he made sure I wasn't a part of the team. Will Kinsler give me the creeps, and I'm not even lying, dude. Yeah, he's real solid. Bro, they both are doing the same thing. Ash and Will are on the same team. Will works for Ash. No, Ash works for Will. No, because if you see, pay attention. Watch some of the old videos. Will cuts Ash off when he talks. Will aligns himself in certain positions, so when Ash look up, he can see if he can say certain things or he can't say certain things. That's it's Will. Will is an influence, because I know for a fact, because when I used to talk to Ash all the time, every time a DLC dropped, Ash asked me for my opinion. He said, bro, what you think? I said, this character don't look like himself. I asked him a lot of questions about certain things. Then Will starts saying, no, stop talking to Ash. You can't talk to Ash any more. You can't. He told me to stop sending boxers. He said we don't need you. We don't need you to help us get boxers. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? I hope you get the job, and you telling me you don't need me on the team or helping with the team activities. Ash is a grown man, but Will had more experience than Ash. So Ash leaned on Will. That's one of the reasons why Will got, when I talked to Ash Habib, I said Will got experience with EA. I said he knows about boxing games and stuff like that. Yes, he's a grown man. But if somebody got more experience than you, you're gonna always follow their lead. You're gonna look at them like, oh, yeah, he was with EA. He was with what's that? Fortnite. He has experience in the gaming industry, and Ash didn't. Ash just started making games. Ashton had no experience. I wish I could have got Brian Hayes, because Brian Hayes, he used to be pushing me. Poe, that's a good idea. Or Poe, if you want something to happen, you got to get the whole community behind you. Ash is naive when it comes. If I was to make a game tomorrow, if I came into some money and I say, all right, I'm making a boxing game, I'll be stupid to say I'm gonna make a boxing game, even though I know more things than I knew years ago. I know a lot about game development now, but I still want people experience around me, and I want them to be in my ear. But I know the right people. Ash passion is not like mine. So I will be asking more questions and I will be giving more instructions. And Ash is not really that hands-on with his game. He's happy he just have a game. I think Will, pound for pound, say, I think Will is Ash's secret dad and is why Ash looked to him for permission, in my opinion. People don't look at the old videos. You'll see Will's he positioned himself in certain areas, or he has cut Ash off, especially in the earlier round tables. Will cut Ash off when Ash was saying certain things. I should have, but I wasn't so sure about myself. I was like, Dad, what can I contribute to? I was like, let me get somebody, because I was like looking at Brian Hayes. He helped make a couple, Brizzo. I was trying to get him to get in there. Brizzo would have made a great addition to the team, because Brizzo, he don't follow the rules of what game development should be. Let me see. Yeah, I should have took that job. Because my thing is, I thought when Will got on, he was going to pull me in. Because he know my history with EA and stuff. If Championship Edition isn't ran on Unreal, it's definitely a shakedown for more money. It is. I said it's for more money, so he could hire more people and stuff like that. My thing is, why did you buy a whole new building? You got 3 buildings now. You bought a whole, I don't think the whole building, but the whole floor. That's still a lot of money. You bought the whole floor in a building. So that means that could have went towards getting developers. There's a lot of developers out there. If you go on LinkedIn, hang on LinkedIn like me. I'm like a little kid on LinkedIn, looking at all these developers that's looking for jobs. He could have hired any of these major developers. They're from high-level companies. They would have helped. A lot of them say, yeah, I would love to be on the team. Yeah, Brizzo is a good guy. I have massive respect for Brizzle because when EA they banned me, I was a senior moderator and they banned me. That was crazy. Uh, let that sink in. I was a senior moderator and community leader. They banned me from the EA forums. Then the EA forums, they start protesting. We need Poe back in. Brizzle even spoke up on my behalf. They brought me back. They brought me back, and then I left on my own once I see what Fight Night Champion was going to be. Everybody's like, it ain't what you think it's going to be, Poe. You gave them that whole massive wish list, and they only put like 5% in there. Let me see. We got some new people in here. Please fill out that survey. It's not only for Steel City, it's for other companies. I'm sending copies to all of them. I'm sending data. I'm gonna post the data on Twitter and on social media. But my thing is to make sure that we get enough people to show Steel City that they're wrong with what they're saying. They keep calling a certain group of people the minority when in fact they're the ones that are going to be buying the DLC, and they're ones going to help keep this game alive, because it's fact that casual fans move on when a new popular game come out. So you're not going to get them staying playing playing Undisputed. They need to. They had in the beginning they had boxes in the studio, and then they took them out. Then they lied, no diss to CB or J Shep. But even though y'all have some type of boxing history, when we say we want boxers in studios, we want high profile boxers. We want trainers. We want people like that in the studio, like they had in the beginning. Because sometimes people that don't have like a long history of boxing and they not fans of boxing like they used to be, it don't serve us anything. It don't do serve the community well. It's like y'all putting up, oh, we got boxers in the studio, and then it's them two people. Tell us who the two boxers in the studio. Let people know who the two boxers. Why y'all trying to hide it? If y'all hiding it, like we know who the two boxers are. Let me see. Brizzo versus the Swindler live only on E. I think he was one of the persons that helped get me banned. Because Will was like, when I was at EA, Will was like over me. He was a community manager. And they were trying to build me up to be a community manager. But the way my mouth was and the way how passionate I was, I never made it to be a community manager. I left. Let me see. They need to hire a real boxer at SCI on their team to tell them that's not real boxing. Put this in their game. Take that out and fix it. Bro, SCI already knows they're wrong. They're just taking the easiest route to the most money. They don't care about boxing for real. True. Yeah, but when they had them boxes in the studio in the early development, they put them boxes out of the studio. It wasn't a thing of them not hiring them permanently. They put them out. They were like, we don't need them. But you got a group of people that go on vacation constantly. That's why the game is taking so long to develop. The game is really not. It's not finished. The game is not finished. And they made us pay $70 for a game that's not finished. Like Sonny, yeah, they put Sonny Edwards out the studio. He used to come there all the time. I think he said he lived up the street. He used to be there all the time. I appreciate you, pugilist, for doing the survey. Share it if you can. All of y'all share it if y'all can. It's not, the survey is not for me, because I don't get paid for putting out a survey. I'm trying to give it to as many developers from different companies, and I'm trying to let them see what the fans think about. My thing is, Steel City should have put out a survey in the beginning of development. But their thing, if they put out a survey and it didn't line up with what they wanted, their game plan, then it shows like, hold up, we ain't adding what they're saying need to be added. That's money that they're not going to get. Ash has to stand up and grow a pair to end the end of the day, or nothing is going to change. Exactly. You're right. Boxing. All we have is skins of fight. And my thing is, people scared not to buy the fighters. They're scared to say anything bad about the boxers that skins. They're scared. And I'm like, you gotta tell them. That's one of my reasons for making a survey. Let this survey be your voice. If you're scared to like literally tell them, let the survey be your voice. Because too many people are not saying anything. They're speaking in silence. Speaking in silence is not going to help this game. It's not going to last. Then we're going to have to wait probably another 5 or 10 years for another boxing game. And we don't need that. Yeah, them skins. See, people keep buying them skins, and that's hoping that y'all buy the new Terrence Crawford pack. And I don't think a lot of people gonna buy that. Black seed oil. Oh man, that's horrible. Let me see. The mechanics in the games are completely trash. They are. The mechanics are bad. You got people pretending to play the game the way it was intended. That's you repeating what Ash said, and that sounds good. Him saying it sounds good, but that's not the way it is. If you plan the game the way it was intended, that makes no. That's like, yo, stop, man. What are you talking about? So you literally telling. It's like me walking in a boxing ring telling. I said to Floyd, telling, who I'm gonna use? Shannon Briggs not to try to knock me out, and he's trying to win a fight. We're boxing. We're boxing, and we're whatever it takes to win. Whatever strategically it takes to win. If you got an opponent that's trying to slug with you, and you're a boxer, you should be using your boxing skills. Let me see. Dominique said, what happened to all the put every boxer in cage and have them all? Oh, I know what you're saying. You talk about in the motion caption. They're not, and they were saying it's going to be the marquee fighters for motion caption. But a lot of the marquee fighters don't fight like themselves. And my idea is, which I know for a fact, is if they go the route 2K goes, I know a lot of y'all hate hearing 2K, but 2K, they make edits on boxers, on basketball players all the time. And it doesn't do anything. This was still city excuse. It said, yeah, every time we try to change one boxer, it messes up another boxer. Or different things happen. But how can 2K and Madden and MLB The Show have all these characters in their game, but they could go in and change them characters without it messing up the game? So that's something with your development. It's like when they say things, it's like they're talking to little kids. My thing is, the little kids from 15 years ago, just imagine, let's say 10 years ago, a person was 25, 27, or 18 10 years ago. They're 28, they're 35, they're grown-ups. So you're making a game for these people that were playing Fight Night Champion 10 years ago, 15 years ago. They don't have the same mindset. They don't look at video games the same way. But you keep trying to force that ideology on them, that way of thinking on them. When the e-boxing champion said, when the Terrence Crawford DLC don't sell, they're going to say, oh, Terrence Crawford must not be a good name. Mystery solved. Yeah, they're going to blame. They're going to have a billion excuses. It's not going. I don't think it's going to sell that well because you're basically giving us another skin of a boxer. Then they talking about features. I think they just throw that out there. Yeah, we're going to add more features. And then they don't really add features to the game. And then what's going to happen? They say, oh, there was a technicality. And they got you holding on. They say there's a technicality, so we can expect it anytime soon. And people keep giving them that pass. It's their development team. It's trash. Exactly. I could literally go on every person I could give you a list. Whoever know my Twitter account, DM me on my Twitter account. I could show you all the developers they need and all the developers they don't have on the team. That they have on the team. None of them is going to make the game better what they got. Maybe the Unreal Engine, when they go to that, because Unreal Engine, you could do more things than you could do with Unity. But I could tell you, everything that we want in the game, everything that I got on my survey, it can be done in the game. I know all the equipment, the machines, the AI, and all these things that will help the game be better than what it is. But their thing is, you got people on the team say, we can't do it, it's hard to do. Because you're trying to get a check. You're scared that if you give the company what they want, instead of working on the game longer, you might not have this job next week. But my thing is, if you give the company a great game, you're going to be on the team longer. But they're not looking at it that way. But a lot of them getting scared because they're hiring they're hiring Unreal Engine developers. So that means some of them Unity developers, they got to go. That's what they should be scared. Say, oh, we could do it. It's too late now. Yeah, you say it's their development team, it's trash. You said it twice. You meant that. They might need to fire. They need to fire an Asian team. Oh, they need to find Asian team of developers to hire. They good at making video games. You see Turkey going, exactly. because they pay attention to detail. They should have a couple of Asian people. I know it sounds kind of racist, but it's not. They need some Asian developers on the team before they can have attention to details. Um, yeah, I figured that out. But the Asian team, they pay attention to details. Even though Victorious Boxer, it was like a little over the top, but they did a lot of things realistic to boxing. It like had boxing fans like, oh, sweat, I like that. They have referees in the ring. They wherever you fell down at, the referee counted from where you fell down at. To me, that was the laziest thing they could do. When if you knock the person down by the ropes or in the corner, the referee start counting in the middle of the ring. That's crazy. That's lazy. That's lazy development. And people keep saying, "Oh, let me see. Hold on. I'm probably going to head out for today, Paul. This was a good listen. Hopefully, I'll be on the podcast. Yeah, you need to be on the next one. Probably wouldn't fit well with the culture of FCI. No, we could talk about other things, video games in general, how we could get companies to make a game, and how we could at least hope that what we're saying could inspire Steel City to make a better game. But I appreciate you. Honestly, honestly, the Japanese have a culture of excellence when it comes to video games for the most part. Probably wouldn't fit well with the culture of SCI. No, I don't know. I don't know. It could happen. I mean, it could be a good fit. The thing with SCI is somebody keeps saying, and you could tell somebody keeps saying a realistic boxing game not going to sell. People keep saying that. Could somebody tell me who made a realistic boxing game? EA didn't never make a realistic boxing game. 2K didn't never make a realistic boxing game. Well, what other companies that do sports game? PlayStation didn't make a realistic boxing game. Activision didn't make a realistic boxing game. So what? Who are you saying? What data are you using to say a realistic boxing game won't sell? But when you advertise the game as a give me a second, I'll be right back. Yeah, let me see what y'all talking about. My thing is, when it comes to simulation and hardcore, why don't you give us options? Their thing is they're trying to force everybody into one bubble. They're trying to say, they keep saying the thing, because they keep saying, let's say the 5%, let's say there's not that many hardcore fans. Let's say this, let's say that. But you're not giving us options. That right there is a telltale sign that y'all got some scheme y'all doing. Options. What's wrong with options? 2K has options for NBA 2K. EA has options for the UFC. They have options for Madden. They have options for Fight Night Champion. But y'all not giving players options. Y'all trying to make everything a hybrid. And what is a hybrid? When you create something to make it a hybrid, it always leans toward more realistic or more arcade. But in the way developers are doing now, it's more arcade than anything. And then that turns the boxing fan or the player off that likes sports games. They keep putting sports games in the same realm as other games, and they can't do that. Let me see. I like to see SCIEA Sports and 2K have a boxing game at the same time. Me too. That's their whole philosophy because they know it's too hard to make a realistic boxing game. EA got closer than anybody else in Fight Night Round 4. I think Round 3 was better than Round 4. It's just that the parrying freeze, that made the game garbage to me. Not fully garbage, but I didn't like that. I said simulation hardcore mode is not fully out of the picture. Oh, but I don't know. I don't know because they're talking like they're not trying to like have because when if y'all remember this one thing, I wish I was still on the forums. They said because he had the hardcore mode, they had the mode for boxing fans, and he said we're gonna add an arcade mode for the arcade fans, for the casual fans. I don't know if people remember that. Ash said that he had it in this what's that when they used to do the road map. He had that. He said, "Yeah, we're gonna add something for the casual fans." So the main base of this game was built off of a realistic simulation type game. Creating the option for sim hardcore is literally double the work. They don't even want to do single the work. That's true. But the thing is, if when it comes to money, if you got money, no shade on the people that went. If you got money to send people to fly them over there to Las Vegas and get them free tickets and stuff, you got money to hire developers for that double work that it's going to take. I remember when I used to talk to the developers for EA, they used to make changes on the game within 2 days, 1 day or 2 days. So that shows how unqualified this team is. Round 3 had the parries, yeah. It had parries, but it was overpowered. And that was one of our main thing that we said. It was like overpowered. It was so overpowered, it froze you in place. And that was a stupid thing to me. That wasn't realistic. And you can't use angles of footwork at all in round 3. That's true. Compared to round 4, round 3 was very basic. Round 4 was just a lot harder, so it didn't get as popular at first. I'm talking with a PS3 game program about reducing the party time or toggling it off in round 3. You say you mean parrying time, not party time. Nah, it's not about the money. They don't want to put in the effort at all. They just want to get paid the most but doing the less. Yeah, the team is like literally they doing them dirty. I think that's one of the reasons why the last community manager, what was his name? I forget his name, but the community manager, he was taking. It's like he was taking a vacation every 2 weeks. Boxing Lounge and e-boxing, there is advanced footwork in round 3 that not many people know about. Yeah. At Boxing Lounge, you are 100% correct. The only thing that's messed up about that game is the countering. Thomas. Yo, I'm about to sign off, y'all. I gotta eat because I gotta go for my walk. I still didn't start running, but I lost a lot of weight. I lost, I think, 100 and something pounds. But yeah, I'm about to go from eat, and then I walk after I eat. That gets the food out my system. But I appreciate y'all for coming through. Please sign that survey and share it. Let's make it go viral. If it goes viral, we got more conversations, we got more developers, and we could prove Steel City is lying to us. But to the next show, I'm gonna try to. But tomorrow my father's birthday, so I don't know. I'll probably do one in the middle of the week. That DMF one you got in at the last minute. I'm about to sign off. I appreciate you coming in. Did you do the survey? Cause I changed the email so that you don't got to use your email. But I appreciate y'all. Please share the survey and do it. I appreciate y'all. I'm about to sign off. Peace until the next show. Oh, I know you've been here. I'm glad you're here though.